Femi Adesina, the spokesperson for President Muhammadu Buhari, says the Endsars protest signifies mayhem, mass destruction, and even cannibalism. I don't say now they go send make you talk am. When you hear about a presidency, you know that it's either Garba Shehu or Femi Adesina. Adesina disclosed this in an article titled "Warning Shots from Kigali," which he shared on his official Facebook page on Thursday. We learned that Buhari went to Rwanda to go and do what see small country. They are doing tremendously well. No light, no fuel, insecurity, economy, everything is just bad. And he's moving up and down, doing what he just goes to all those countries, he learns nothing. They learn nothing. They just go there and just nod heads and come back. And meanwhile, millions of naira must have been wasted paying for beautiful rubbish. That is exactly what is happening in this country. And this Femi Adesina will come and defend his own pockets, because it's not a normal. Because if this guy was not in government, because those who knew him then before he came into government knew what he stood for. Well, Nigeria had in October 2020 protested against the now disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad, a unit of the Nigeria Police Force. Is there any difference? Set up in the mid-1990s to combat armed robbery, SARS morphed into a force associated with harassment, extortion, human rights violations, and extrajudicial killings of suspects. Following additional pressure from human rights groups and local and global media, President Buhari dissolved SARS on October 11, 2020. The process tagged Endsars was later hijacked by hoodlums, leading to killings and destruction of public buildings. They will always talk about it, but they will not talk about how the soldiers massacre people. According to Adesina, the protest was hijacked by opposition parties. According to his own definition, hijacked by opposition parties and separatists to destabilize Nigeria. He said on the sidelines of the 26th edition of Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting holding in Kigali, Rwanda, President Muhammadu Buhari and his team Thursday morning visited the Kigali Genocide Memorial, which is one of the monuments in memory of about 1 billion people that were killed in the 1994 pogrom. He said, "I have written before that if Nigeria dies, it is hatred that killed her, and our pastors would not be innocent, nor the Imams, and everyone that traces in hateful language against government and other ethnic groups. Those things pile up continuously till it boils over and cascades on an entire country. The heinous crimes we see in the land today cannot be entirely divorced from hateful and incendiary speeches." The tour of the Genocide Memorial took the whole of 1 hour and 5 minutes. You start from a video account from survivors who recounted the gory way in which fathers, mothers, siblings, children were slaughtered and how they were lucky to be alive. Sad, dolorous. And then we moved to the burial place of the 250,000 victims. A pensive President Muhammadu Buhari lay a wreath there. Then to a pictorial excursion of the history of Rwanda. They had once been a happy, united people before colonial rule came. They had their monarchical system, and the features among them were not emphasized. The monarchy was abolished, the country suffered instability, and the difference between the people became prominent. The Hutus began to see themselves as superior beings, a kind of Aryan supremacy as espoused by Adolf Hitler. There were killings in the 50s, 60s, 70s, till things first degenerated into a civil war and genocide in 1994. Come and see scores of the dead in many hundreds. Bones were exhumed and preserved in many thousands. Pictures of the dead adults and children, men and women in their thousands, close and personal of effects of the slain, all kept for posterity to see. It was man's inhumanity to man at its worst, results of hatred, malice, evil hearts, ill will. Let us carry those bishops and pastors who spew hatred from the pulpits and bring them to the genocide museum, and the imams too. Maybe they will lend themselves some brain, and the TV and radio hosts who make snide, hateful remarks and allow their guests to do the same. That was the same road Rwanda trod, and genocide was unleashed on the land. The media is said to have played a huge role in the genocide, lending itself to being used to degenerate the solstice. Till things boiled over, one Hassan Ngezi is on record to have written in a newspaper he owned and edited about the tortoise, let whatever is smoldering erupt. Permits me to recall some of the things I said in an earlier piece with the title "If Nigeria Dies, Hatred Killed Her." What a week it has been for our own dear native land. Just at the beginning of the month, as the country turned 60 as an independent entity, President Muhammadu Buhari had changed us to begin sincere process of national healing, eliminate old and outworn perceptions that are always put to test in the lie they are. Some people call it the mistake of 1914, in which what used to be the northern and southern protectorates were forcefully curbed together by the colonial masters, leading to the emergence of Nigeria. Since then, it has been one uneasy relationship among the people that make up the union: suspicion, domination, ethnic rivalry, fear of being given the shorter of the stick, gaining unfair advantage, and the like have characterized the relationship, and the overriding sentiment is hatred fueled and justified by many factors and tendencies. If Nigeria dies, whether now or in the future, hatred killer, how can a people go about bearing giant-sized grudges against their country, its leadership against one another, and expect that country to live in peace and prosperity? It won't happen. When we don't know what to hate, we hate ourselves, observed a writer. Let me additional. You do well, nothing happens without anything. There's nothing happens without anything. You are saying that the separatists, they are the ones causing all this problem. They are the ones causing the whole thing. You said some pastors and imam should be brought to genocide sites of in Rwanda, so that they would know how to talk. People are hungry, people are dying. Femi Adesina just wants everybody to be quiet, just for them to come out on the pages of newspaper to tell you that, yeah, we are working, we are doing this, and people should just go back and fold their hands, because they said it. And meanwhile, it is not happening in the reality. That is just exactly what they want. Just keep quiet. They will just tell you what you want to hear, and that is it. Banding figures left, right, and center. People are hungry. People are going through a lot of things. Buhari that's supposed to have been removed, if not because of the corruption by the people who are supposed to do the needful, is still there. That is why they are having mouths to talk what I don't understand. So guys, just let's hear your opinion and let's have your take on this.